Good afternoon, folks. Thanks for tuning in to our MMG Weekly Recap. So here we are on a Thursday, and this week it was all about the recession word emerging. Goodness, it hit the retail firms and the stock market. We're watching this sell-off grind into different categories, and this week it was the retail establishments getting just pummeled. Target, Best Buy, and in the case of Target, their CEO acknowledged that energy costs are crushing them. The supply chain is crushing them, where they didn't have access to goods. They had to pay up for it. They had to pay extra for shipping, so that made their margins shrink. But at the same time, not widely reported, they do surveys of their shoppers, and their shoppers, which are getting still involved with the daily essentials, purchasing the daily essentials, right? Because they sell food, but it's coming at the expense of other items, televisions, exercise equipment. So it shows that the consumer is pulling back. And when you see oil, here we are today at $111 a barrel, it's a killer. It's an economic killer. And we argue that, we think that oil is doing the job of the Fed, stomping down demand. So we're approaching this time where we still are 1 month away from the next Fed meeting. And we have a Fed that's still speaking very hawkishly, and inflation's high. They're not defining which inflation they're concerned about. Obviously, both are high, but the consumer's starting to pull back, and things can change in a second. And we're already starting to see it feels that they're going to hike rates and do what they need to do to maybe slow down the labor market just a bit. And so we are going to get those couple of rate hikes, but it's a painful reminder that the Fed has never hiked rates when oil was over $100 a barrel. Never happened. And so we've already done 75 basis point hike. We're probably going to go 50 and 50, bringing us to 175 or to 2%. And then maybe we're going to sit. We're going to find out. But things are definitely slowing down, and that's why we're seeing the 10-year note pull away from 320, where it was just the other day. Here we are, 285 on a Thursday. And so the good news is that something that we talked on last week, and something to leave you with, that 40-year trend in the bond market still exists. So for 40 plus years, in every rate hiking cycle, the 10-year note yield never hit or went above the previous rate peak. And it didn't do it this time. Got within a few basis points, but it never touched it. And so who knows, maybe 320, which we hit on a 10-year note just earlier this week, last week, that could prove to be the peak in interest rates. We'll find out. But next week, we have PCE, we have Fed minutes. Expect more volatility and uncertainty as we march to the next Fed meeting, which is still a full 1 month away. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the PGA. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.